Oh wait, yikes! I'm trolling. Wait. They started. My bad. I'm out here trolling. All right. Let's see what we got here. We have here on the blue side, we have No Mercy Black, and here on the right side, we have Predictive Gaming. Both teams have been performing very well recently, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that both of these teams are currently playoff contenders. Predictive Gaming, I think, has been winning a lot of their games recently since they have like this Impossible Brew and Dishonor Brew, 3 Jams, Swagner. They all have been playing really well, and No Mercy Black is currently second in the standings. So both of these teams definitely gonna see another battle, perhaps. Let's see. Predictive Gaming is currently in 6th place at 8-8 in the standings, so they definitely do need a win. No Mercy Black don't need to win as much to stay in is to stay in the playoffs, but if they want to keep their second seeding, which is important because the top 2 seeds do get a bye, then they also do need this win. So an important game on both sides here. So we'll see how that turns out. And there is currently no desktop body. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. 72k damage down the drain. Yeah, damn, that's a lot of damage. So we're gonna see that on the side of No Mercy Black, they banned away the Darius, the Draven, and the Morgana. And then on the side of Predictive Gaming, they banned away the Karthus, the Thresh, and the Kayn. And we're going to see the Aloestar support picked up here on the side of No Mercy Black for Bonson. And the Renekton top lane, I imagine, picked up by Impossible Brew. And we're also going to see the Zilean picked up. Another Zilean. Okay, we're going to see 2 Zilean games in a row. I appreciate that champion. I play that champion a lot. One of my level 7 mid laners, Zilean. And we're going to see No Mercy Black over here deciding what they're going to pick up here. I'd imagine I'll see a bot lane and jungle pickup. Because typically, you see the jungle and the bot lane picked up and then you save the solo lane. Although, they're already showing top lane. So perhaps Robo Gunner already knows he wants to play in the top lane against it. But we're going to see the Lucian picked up here for Demon of O'Hara. Demon for Demon. We're going to see the Lucian picked up. And we're going to see, I'd imagine, either a top lane or a jungle pick here for No Mercy Black. You'll see something spicy, I imagine. And we're gonna see yet another Robo Gunner Nasus game. How many Nasus games in a row are we going to see from Robo Gunner? And how many times is he going to just dominate on Nasus? So we'll see how this goes up. We're going to have the brothers in the top lane, Nasus versus Renekton. We'll see how that goes. We're going to see another Vayne game by 3 Jams. I remember last week, 3 Jams was able to help his team win with some smooth Vayne mechanics and some of those late game team fights. So we'll see what happens here. And we're going to go on to the second phase of banning. We're going to see the Kindred banned away from JWeb, it seems, by Predictive Gaming. And maybe he's been playing that recently, but in the pool that I know for JWeb, Kindred's not one of the jungles I think of when I think of JWeb jungle, but okay. You're going to see the Kindred banned away. Perhaps he's been playing it recently. I haven't been up on stuff recently, so. The Kindred banned away. We're going to see No Mercy Black banning away the Anivia mid lane from Dishonor Brew, I'd imagine. Again, I don't have these people op.ggs up. Ideally, if I had like a second screen, maybe I would, but, I can't do all that, so. And the Graves. Okay, Graves is definitely a JWeb jungler that I would expect to see banned away. The Graves banned away from JWeb. We'll see what he decides to bring out. Here's something spicy, I bet. That man does not have a champion puddle. He definitely does have at least a champion pool in the jungle, maybe a champion ocean. And we're going to see the last ban from No Mercy Black is going to be probably either a jungler or a mid laner. Or a support. Okay, so they're going to ban away the Kazakhs from S-Death. I'm not sure who that is, but okay. And we're going to see another pick here by Predictive Gaming. A jungler, perhaps, or a support / mid lane. I'm not sure where the Zilean's going now. The Zilean's kind of a flex pick in that first rotation. We're going to see the Sejuani picked up for jungle. I'd imagine that last pick there will be saved for mid lane, as they'll be able to counter the mid lane pick. And we're going to see perhaps a jungle or a mid lane pick here by the side of No Mercy Black. Thinking about it. Hey, the Zac being hovered so far. That's going to be a JWeb Zac. We have seen JWeb play Zac earlier on in the season. One of the clips I remember. Maybe, was that even early? Maybe that was last season. I don't know. But all we know is I know that Johnny plays Zach. Zach is a strong champion. We're going to see the Victor mid lane locked in for Daisy. I think his name is. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Daisy NN, Daisy NM. And we're gonna see the counter for Victor. I know some things I like to play into Victor. Okay, we're gonna see the Orianna mid lane picked up for Dishonorable as the counter into Victor. And we're going to see that that's definitely going to be Zillion support. Then the Zillion support running with a Vayne ADC. That seems like a lot of fun late game for Vayne. Vayne's going to get sped up. They're going to have those. Also, Vayne gets killed. You have the revive. And we're going to see the Nasus top lane for Robogunner, the Zac jungle on JWeb, the Victor in the mid lane with Cleanse on Daisy. And we're going to see Lucian and Alistar in the bot lane on Demon and Bonson. Up in the top lane for Predictive Game, we have the Renekton and we have the Sejuani jungle. On the Renekton on the possibly Sejuani jungle is S-Death. S-Death, I don't know how to say that. S-Death, sure. Orianna mid lane on Dishonor Brew. And the 3 jams on Vayne and Swagner94, team captain on Zillion. We'll be getting into this game shortly. And I have a versus screen for this too, I believe. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. We got the No Mercy Black versus Big Bird Gaming. There we go. And now, play the music on. We'll get into it. Hopefully I'm able to correctly display this game as well. Do. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here into the game. No Mercy Black versus Predictive Gaming. I'm trying to see if I can change the title here, and it loaded in too fast. Right. No Mercy Black versus I'm on mobile here. Predictive Gaming. Looks like we don't have too much excitement here on the level 1. We're just gonna have No Mercy Black doing the line of scrimmage, and then Predictive Gaming doing something. They're doing something, but they're not invading. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not invading. We're gonna see the Orianna walk up to the Zac, and just gonna auto attack. Okay. Versus Predictive Gaming. There we go. Just some little bit of trades here at level 1. Nothing too terribly exciting. See the Shurima brothers up here in the top lane. Nasus versus Renekton. In the mid lane, we have the Victor versus the Orianna. I remember there was a point whenever I was trying really hard to get good at Victor. Like whenever I first joined my university team, I was practicing Victor. I really wanted to try to get him to level 7, and it just never happened. It was like back whenever that first year Rose and Victor was played all the time, and like Crown was like super good at it. It was like a super popular pick for mid lane. I was trying to get good at it then, but never happened. It's down here in the bot lane. We have the is that Hextech Alistar? Boston has Hextech? Is that what that is? Anyways, we have the Lucian and Alistar lane versus that Zion lane. We're going to see the Victor doing a pretty good job of landing some poke on the Orianna with that E. Please let me know if the stream is lagging or there's some problem with the audio or anything like that. I'm not going to be too terribly aware of it right now unless someone says something, so please let me know. I'll try to see if I can fix something. Let's see the Renekton 7 in the Nasus early. Probably kind of what Nasus wants. Did he miss that cannon? I think he may have. You know, we all know that Robogun is a very experienced Nasus player, so we'll see what goes on here. Oh, he missed that one too. We just up here watching this Nasus miss CS. Alright, here we go. Back to the mid lane. And back to the bot lane. Everyone just CSing. Nothing too exciting right now. But we do see that the junglers are meeting up on the map and each are pinging each other out. They both see each other. Everybody sees each other. But nothing's happening. We're just farming it out. Okay. Ooh. We're going to see the Alistar go in with the WQ, going to land the stun up on the Vayne, but the Zillion's going to land the stun up on the Lucian, and Lucian not able to get over there to continue on with that trade. Very good engaged by the Alistar, but the Zillion bombs are going to zone out the Lucian. You see Renekton taking advantage of his early game prowess. Renekton up there in that top lane. Nasus is not necessarily a very good early game laner, but all he needs to do is farm and just scale up, and he does Nasus things. So as long as he avoids dying, then he should be alright. We're going to see the first lane gank of the game. The Sejuani is going to go ahead and gank the mid lane. He's going to use Cleanse. They're going to be able to get out of there with the Cleanse and able to flash over, and the Zac is there in time, knocks out the Orianna, and the Victor gets the first blood. That was looking bad for the Victor, but No Mercy Black able to turn around, turn it into a first blood for the Victor. chat's rather quiet, which makes me think, I suspect that there's probably still a lot of chatting going on in the BTL Discord general chat, but, I can't check that right now. So, here we are, in the game. We do see the Zac lying here in wait in the bot lane and eing over to the tri-bush. Okay. There is a question mark pinged by the side of Predictive Gaming, so it seems that they probably know that the Zac is up to no good up in their blue side jungle. Looks like he's going to potentially get collapsed on. There were 3 bodies around the Zac. The Zac, what's he going to do? He's going to hop on over this wall and he's out of there. Okay. J-Web with the moves, with the fancy feet, able to get out of there. He's out of there, boy. I'm going to see some recalls over here in the bot lane. Top lane seems to be going just fine for Nasus. He seems to be using that E very well to try to get some safe harass back onto the Renekton, not letting him bully him too much. And then some E's going down by Victor. Victor able to get ACS lead in that mid lane against that Orianna. Okay. Uh-oh. Zac trying a gank in the bot lane, but not going to be able to make it work. Getting stunned up by the Zillion and taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to get out of there. And meanwhile, in the top lane, we see a Sejuani lying in wait in the bush, and they are going for the dive on the Nasus. The Nasus has his ultimate. They're going to stun him. He's not going to be able to do anything. Getting stunned up. Ulting, still dying very quickly. They're going to pull up the well-executed tower dive on the Nasus in the top lane. And the Nasus goes down. And they're going to hit this tower, do lots of damage to it. That's a lot of plates. That's some gold going on over to them. We're going to see the Zac coming up, trying to defend this tower, perhaps. And he is... okay. Didn't have anything to auto-attack there, but the blast plan and just blast Sejuani on over. Let me see this Lucian and Alistar continue to shove in that bot lane. Forces the bank to CS on the tower, but she's doing a good job so far. Only down 3 CS, essentially down none. We do see the Zac is positioned to gank Orianna in the mid lane, who seems to be hugging the bottom side of the lane, so perhaps she's sort of aware, but able to get the flash out of the Orianna. The Orianna going to flash the knockup by the Zac. We're going to see some more fights up here in the top lane. Fighting on Nasus's E is that Renekton, but looks like probably in the favor of the Renekton in the end. As the Renekton continues to go in, gonna get it, the W, the Q, but the Nasus is gonna ult in right now. But meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see a Sejuani coming in for the gank, getting stunned up, but the Alistar is gonna go ahead and ult himself out of that. And they're still going after the Alistar, but the Alistar is going to use his stopwatch, and he should not be in trouble. Meanwhile, on the top lane, it looks like the Zac is here, and Renekton is ulted. Renekton may be in trouble. Renekton's going to get Zac ulted into the tower, and it's going to be an easy +6 for... Wait, is it +6 or +12 if you kill a champion? Is it +12 if you kill a champion? I don't remember shit, you know. I think they doubled it, right? So now it's +12 if you kill a champion, but the +12 for the Nasus. Zac may be looking for another gank. Maybe not. Both junglers over there in the bottom side of the map. You're going to see some recalls by the Predictive Gaming mid lane and the jungle. The mid lane, maybe not. Yeah, but Sejuani's out of there. And Zac's looking for Orianna, but Orianna is leaving. You know, Zac must go somewhere else. Up in the top lane, we just see two brothers farming up, fighting. Ooh, Nasus Q start to do quite a bit of damage, though. But so is Renekton. They're doing quite a bit of damage to each other. Nasus walking out of there, not trying to engage that fight as Renekton is burning up Fury. Renekton able to have a 10 CS lead right now, but the Nasus is doing just fine for himself. Here we go. The Zilean ultimate going onto the Vayne. The Alistar with the very nice engage, and the Zilean, Lucian trying to get as much of his ultimate as he can down onto the Vayne, but it's not going to work out. But meanwhile, we do see that the Orianna has rotated down to the bot lane to help out her bot lane comrades. But No Mercy Black is aware of that. And they are going to see if they can catch her out, or they're just going to rotate on over to the Scuttle Crab, perhaps to the Dragon. They still see the Orianna. They're still looking at her. The Orianna is not going to be able to take... They're going to have to take the safe way back to lane, and it's going to be met by the Victor, and perhaps they're going to go into an all-out fight. She's going to get stunned up by the W, and the Victor's going to throw down her ultimate. That's going to do a lot of damage. The Orianna going to do the solo kill to the Orianna under the tower, but it's going to die to the dubstep. Wait, does Victor actually live with the Q? The shield? Victor's gonna live after the double bomb by the Zilean and the Ignite. Victor's actually be able to walk away from that. And we're gonna see the Mercy Black is rotating on over to the Dragon. Crazy chain of events. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we see that with another Sejuani appearance, they are going to be able to take down Nasus' tower. While blue team is playing a Mountain Dragon, and that'll help them take down some towers of their own. Some plates for the Victor. The Sejuani on her way mid. Victor's going to go ahead and back off. Don't want to bite off more than you can chew. We're going to see the two brothers ulting up and fighting on top lane, but Zac is here. Once again, the Zac is here, and they're going to take down the Renekton. Zac managing to be there at the right place at the right time whenever these two are fighting. And that's another kill going over to the Nasus. Now the kills in that lane going in favor of the Nasus. You see No Mercy Black now up 4-1 with the Mountain Drake and a 2k gold lead. The game definitely going so far in favor of No Mercy Black. We're going to see Nasus hitting down that tower. No teleport on the side of Renekton, so it looks like that tower will likely go down. There is no rotations on the side of Predictive to try and prevent that from happening, so I think they're just going to let that go ahead and happen. So yeah, that could be another, on the way to becoming another strong Nasus game by Robo Gunner. And we're going to see an engage over here by the Alistar onto the Zilean. And the Zilean is forced to ult himself, and the Zilean is going to use a stop by, but Zilean's definitely going down after that. And that's another kill over to, and by another kill, I mean the first kill over to the Lucian. Ooh. Orianna getting a click QW as she sees Victor walking back to lane. Ooh, Zac is here. But they see that. Zac's going to go ahead and take out this pink ward in the trap. And we're going to see more fighting up here in the top lane. The Renekton still opting to get some good trades up against that Nasus. Nasus does have his Triforce completed now. The Renekton has his Spear of Shojin. Of Shojin? Is that what it's called? Yep, Spear of Shojin. What does that do? What does it even do? I'm not even sure. After you cast your ultimate, your next basic attack within 10 seconds grants Awakened Dragon for 6 seconds. Awakened Dragon. Gain 50% attack speed and basic attack to refund 20% of your remaining non-ultimate cooldowns. Interesting. Okay, I can see that being sort of okay, I can see that being decent on Renekton. Whenever you ultimate and you just go Super Saiyan. Alright, that's cool. I see Renekton opting to ultimate, getting some of that Spear of Shojin down. The Nasus is going to go ahead and go straight down to him, not able to fight him in the 1v1. Nasus not having his... Oh, wait. Nasus did have his ultimate available to him, but deciding not to go for it. I'm not sure what the decision was there, but we do see that now the Lucian's up here in the top lane and is going to try and mow him down, but he's going to flash first, so they do get the Renekton flash in exchange for the Lucian ultimate. Definitely preferable for Lucian, but no, Nasus just went down, just straight down to the Renekton. Renekton able to beat him up. Another engage here by the Alistar. Alistar having a lot of good engages, but I don't know about this one. Maybe they weren't so good about this. They're going to have to flash out of that engage. And who has the Glacial Augment? The Glacial Augment is on the Zilean. Yeah, the Zilean using the Twin Shadows with the Glacial Augment. Okay. And that may be an Infernal Drake for Predictive Gaming. You see No Mercy Black is pinging that they need to be on the way to Infernal Drake, so this will not be without a fight. They're not just going to give it up. Nasus up there in the top lane does have teleport available to him. Renekton is here. So the Nasus is teleporting in. There is a teleport coming in by the Nasus. I'm not sure where he's teleporting into, but that is going to be someone going down into the... Zac's going down into his passive. The Renekton's going down into the back lane onto the Victor, who uses Cleanse, and the rest of Predictive Gaming seems to be running away. And oh no! The Blast Cone did not put the Orianna on the other side of the wall, and Orianna's going to go down to the Nasus. Didn't even try to do anything after that. She knew she was dead. She just stood there. Like, well, I'm dead. Tragic. It be like that sometimes. I don't necessarily think the Nasus have to flash onto her, but whatever. So that's another dragon to No Mercy Black, who is now up 7-2 with now a 5k gold lead. Definitely more and more of a more and more of an advantage going over to No Mercy Black. Oof. That's three people mid lane for predictive gaming. Perhaps they're looking to shove down this middle. That's four people. Okay, so predictive gaming definitely looking to put some focus, some attention on the mid lane. But meanwhile, No Mercy Black is looking at that top lane. And they have some people hiding in wait to try and make sure that they can't so easily walk up to the top. And we're going to see the Alistar and the Zac engage onto predictive gaming, and the Zac's going to ult them over here to ult them over to the that champion right there who's just got shut down by the Renekton. But okay, that's Victor. I can't talk. But that's going to be 2 deaths on the side of Predictive Gaming for 3 deaths on the side of No Mercy Black. But No Mercy Black able to pick up the tower, so perhaps worth it? And this Renekton's an interesting situation with this Lucian. Probably both are going to live there. This is both just going to walk out of there. Okay. But, No Mercy Black, doing what they wanted to do, getting that top lane tier 2 tower. No, it's just they're stacking up. No, about the same CS as the Renekton, but how many stacks? We just click on Nasus real quick. 465. All right. Back to the directed camera. The Baron is live. Sure, both teams are putting some thought into that. We do also have a Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. So with the all the tier 1 towers for predictive gaming gone, I'm sure No Mercy Black is trying to look at one of these objectives here. Vying for position and vision around the Baron. Always important around this stage of the game. Maybe looking for an engage here. I hear the Zac. He was stretching, but there is not going to be an engage as they did see him, but it looks like No Mercy Black could go. Okay, No Mercy Black is going to actually go instead and go engage onto the Orianna, who's going to land a good ultimate onto the Lucian. Meanwhile, there is a Renekton and a Sejuani on the backline of Mercy Black, and here comes the Vayne. The Vayne's going to go ahead and get one. The Renekton's going to go back and get the Victor. All the carries are dead on the side of No Mercy Black, and the Vayne's able to get a double kill. And this fight is not at all going in favor of No Mercy Black. That is 3 dead on the side of No Mercy Black. A very disorganized team fight. The Zac, I think, engaging too far ahead of the rest of the team. Meanwhile, the Sejuani and the Renekton able to get to the backline of No Mercy Black. And they're able to get an ultimate onto 2. And we've seen Predictive Gaming going to the Baron after killing 3 of No Mercy. But the Zac is not planning to give it up so easily. He is near. He is here. Is he going to go for it still? He is not. He is just going to walk on up and potentially die to the Vayne. Going to walk on up and die to the Vayne, who, of course, since she was just hitting Baron, and she has Razor Blade, had her Razor Blade activated, able to kill him very quickly. So, Zac was just walking up to the Baron, not ideal. And we do have the Infernal Dragon is still alive, but with that fight and with that Baron, 9 kills to 9, it looks like Predictive Gaming is actually going to be taking the gold lead. And now on to the Infernal Dragon. And we do see the Predictive Game is able to pick up the Infernal Dragon. We do see that the Vayne is going in, but the Alistar is going with the counter engage. But there goes the Sejuani with the ultimate, with the Orianna ultimate, and the Vayne is continuing to do more damage, and so is the Reactor. And Predictive Gaming able to pick up yet another 3 kills and win that team fight as well. Knowing that Predictive Gaming went down, but 3 people on the side of No Mercy Black went down. So these fights are not at all going in favor of No Mercy Black all of a sudden. These team fights definitely not going well for them. And they're going to lose their mid lane tier 2 tower. Tier 1 tower, I should say. And there is no shenanigans to be had here with just the Renekton, with just the Nasus and the Zac up. They're going to probably be, and they have Baron, so they're going to lose the inhibitor tower as well. And do they go for the inhibitor? Now that all No Mercy Black is alive, they are very healthy. They could potentially fight a fight, but they're going to go ahead and back off here. They must have banned Daisy's Lissandra. Actually, I don't think they did. Interestingly enough, I don't believe they did. I am surprised here by the Victor picked out. I feel like we don't see a lot of Victor mid. But that Vayne, that 3 jams on that Vayne starting to become a problem. And that Imposter Brew, that Renekton becoming very big in these fights as well, being 7-3. Now has 7 kills, 800 gold bounty. 800 gold bounty on the Vayne as well, who is now 4-0 with 3 items completed. That's a very, very scary Vayne. That Vayne can just melt through people. Nasus is a very strong late game champion, but Nasus can be killed, especially by a champion like Vayne. So I feel one of the best ways to counter like a late game Nasus to have a very good late game ADC that can kill that Nasus if you CC him. And there is no lack of CC on the side of Predictive Gaming as well, with the Renekton, with the Orianna ultimate, with the Sejuani, all that's different CC, and the Zillion. You know, these team fights are definitely going in favor, and they're going to put the ball onto the Renekton. They're going to speed him up. He's going to be able to get in there, but they're not going to have the ball on him. But the Renekton's just going to run into the backline. The Orianna ultimate went down, but the Orianna ultimate missed. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Look at all that damage going onto Robo Gunner. Nasus cannot walk on these team fights if the Vayne can just really auto attack him. And that is an inhibitor going down. No Mercy Black's mid lane inhibitor going down. Predictive Gaming winning that fight yet again. They're just winning fight after fight. It's not looking good for No Mercy Black, who seemed to previously have this game under control. And the Alistar keeps autoing the scanner for it to eventually go down to his Relic Shield. Let's see, Predictive going to go ahead and rotate and take these outer towers that they have not gotten yet. So there goes the bot lane outer tower. Some tower just starting to just go in favor of Predictive Gaming. Okay, we have another Baron coming up soon. No Mercy Black looking to get some vision control here. No Mercy Black definitely having to play careful. If they are going to win these fights, they have to go about it in a different way. Just straight up fighting Predictive Gaming seems to not be working for them right now. Predictive Gaming seems to have the superior team fight right now, just with the team comp that they have. So they are looking for a death push, looking to see if they can catch someone out, and they're going to go ahead and go down onto the Zillion. The Zillion's going to be able to ult himself. The Oriana's going to land an ultimate onto the back line, but the Zillion should be dead. The Zillion's going to go ahead and flash out of here. They're going to try to the Lucian ultimate. They're going to try to get the Renekton. They're going to try to get someone. Okay, they're going to engage back onto the Zillion. Zillion no longer has his ultimate. Zillion should be dead, but here comes Vayne. Vayne's in the fight. The Alistar is going to go ahead and engage onto the Vayne, but no one else is there with them. The Alistar is probably going to go down the back line. Meanwhile, the Renekton is going to go down to the Anasis, and we see that the Victor's going to try to get some damage onto the back line, but not able to. But the Vayne able to kill the Vayne able to stay alive. The Nasus is in the back line. Nasus is looking for something. Nasus is going to go ahead and potentially pick up this Oriana, but probably going to go down to the Vayne in the meantime. Is able to kill the Oriana, but the Vayne was right there, and the Vayne is able to just simply melt through the rest of Nasus's health bar. And they're going to rotate over and get the dragon. I like the idea. The idea. No Mercy Black. Okay, we are not winning fights straight up. That is becoming apparent. They cannot straight up fight Predictive Gaming. So, they were very good. Come up with a new idea, a new strategy. Death Bush. Pick someone out and catch them, and then perhaps after we catch someone out, we can win the fight. Unfortunately, it wasn't the cleanest catch. It's the Zillion. Zillion was able to ult himself, then was able to get away. They tried to chase him down. They weren't able to kill him. They were able to get some other kills, but at that point, the rest of the team got there. Whenever the rest of the team gets there, then, Vayne's there in the back line, and then Vayne's just going to kill some people. So, that was closer. Definitely closer than the previous fights. And I think the right idea, but not too clean. I think it was a good idea, though. And we're going to see some more vision clearing, and we're going to see the Vayne start hitting the Baron, and it looks like they're continuing on the Baron. And meanwhile, we're going to see the Renekton go into the back line looking for the Victor. The Victor's going to have to flash the Oriana ultimate. We have a big fight coming out. A big stun by Zillion onto the Zac. The Oriana is going to go down to the Lucian. I'm not even sure where that fight's going on, but over here we have a Vayne getting a double kill. The Renekton over here in the back line. The Lucian able to pick up a double kill, but that's a Vayne triple kill, and looks like they're going to chase down everybody else. They're going to try to get out of there, but I don't know if they can. Oh man, is that a 3-4-2? Only 2 people on the side of Predictive Gaming go down for 3 people on the side of No Mercy Black. No Mercy Black loses yet another team fight. And since they still have the jungle weapons, they still have Vayne up, they're going to go back to the Baron. They can still do it. Vayne just melts through this. Look at that Vayne damage. Look at that. Look at that. It's gross. It's 3 Jams getting his Vayne ADC yet again. Lucian's going to try to be here to try and do something. We're going to just see the Vayne turn out onto Lucian and just melt through him. Has the Zillion ultimate as well, so they're trying to do something. It's kind of a desperation play. They're trying to do something. They're able to get the Zillion ultimate off on the Vayne, so the Vayne doesn't even die. And they tried something, but that is looking very not good for No Mercy Black. Lucian and the Zac going down, and more kills going over to the Vayne. The Vayne, 3 Jams, is 10-0 on the Vayne. That probably should have been a ban if they get back on it, right? Broadcast isn't that bad. I'm glad. I closed everything else out. I don't got the Discord window open yet. I got my task manager up. I'm looking at how the CPU's performing. I just got OBS, and I got my league on the lowest quality settings, capped at like 30 FPS, and it's in windowed mode. Yo, I'm trying everything I can. Yeah. And we're gonna see the 1v1 up here in the bot lane between the Renekton and the Victor, and that goes in Renekton's favor by a mile. And we see that now Predictive Gaming is up 6 kills and 6K, and they have 6 towers, 2-4, and they are pushing for the middle inhibitor once again. And we see the Renekton is down there in the bot lane. They're going to do a 4-1 Nasus. That's not Nasus, that's Renekton. Renekton is trying to get that. Is probably going to get that bot lane tower. The rest of them are going to rotate down to bot lane, it seems like. And maybe push for that bot lane inhibitor tower as well. The 2 people with Baron are there. 3 people. There's 3 of them with Baron. And here they are, hitting the inhibitor tower. No Mercy Black perhaps is going to let it fall, it seems. No engage by No Mercy Black. This is a very difficult team fight for them to just straight up engage on. They have lost team fight after team fight. They need a different plan. We're going to see the Alistar going in on the back line, trying to knock up the Vayne, but there is no one to kill the Vayne after she's knocked up. But they are able to try and kill the Orianna, but the Orianna is going to get the Zilean ulti onto her. But the Vayne is still alive. The Vayne is still auto-attacking. The Vayne has a double kill. The Vayne has a triple kill. The Vayne potentially going to get a quadra kill, unless it's going to go down to the Renekton, and that's all the people on the Mercy Black. They're dead. They are aced. We're looking into Smurf ADC Kappa, says Bonson in the chat. At 3 jams with 13-0 on the Vayne, and looks like Predictive Gaming are going to take down Predictive Gaming going to take down No Mercy Black. Woo! I come back and Jelani fixed his mic. Yeah, I unplugged it and plugged it back in. Lol Karma told you PG's is finals tier team. We want any jams? Told you, Johnny, this weekend was rough. GG's, yo. GG to Predictive Gaming. That was a well-played game. Yeah, it's an intense game. Looks like it was going in the favor of Predictive. I keep saying Predictive. I keep wanting to say Predictive Black because I know that Predictive Black is a team, but I mean No Mercy Black. Getting the advantage early there, but then the scaling with that Vayne going 13-0 went in favor of the enemy team. I can't think of anything right now. I'm so sorry. Wait, where is my? There it is. I was like, where is my client? It hasn't like, but going in favor of Predictive Gaming, PG, able to take down NMB. That Vayne. Oh, Vayne OP. Yet another good performance by 3 jams on that Vayne. And yeah, I mean, they were on the cusp of playoffs last I checked. But Predictive Gaming has really turned around from early season. If you look at the standings spreadsheet, you see that they have actually won a lot of games recently. So they were 8-8 before that game, so they are going to go up to 9-8. Now No Mercy Black goes down to 11-5.